we're going to go ahead and teach you how to foam roll every day, but we're also going to teach you how to do some just stretches, just so you can keep that flexibility that's important to maintain a strong spine, and then also some core exercises at the very end that are essential with your spine and your core. And so my husband, Dr. John Main, will also be probably instructing with me if he has anything to add. So when it comes to foam rolling, if you're a beginner, you want to make sure that you know that there's different variables in the densities of a foam roller. So you have like the soft one here that's very easy to use whenever you're swollen, inflamed, if you have fibromyalgia, any inflammatory issues. And if you are going a little bit harder, you're probably going to go deeper into the soft tissue. And we also have we're going to introduce to you a softball that you can use, and then this is called the Supernova, which is going to dig into some pinpoint areas. You also have other tools, and you don't have to get all this stuff, but there's other tools that you can use to roll out your spine. This is pretty gnarly and pretty heavy duty, so I don't really recommend this to begin with. But a lot of this stuff can be bought typically, on Amazon, or you can go to Walmart. You can go to any exercise area. They carry these things. This one's a pretty long one. You don't necessarily have to have the really long ones. You can go and get this medium-sized ones, but it just depends what you're rolling and what your body size is too. So I was asked, what do you roll on? You can do it on the carpet. I actually want something that's a little softer myself, or a mat. A towel sometimes is okay. It just crumbles up on you when you're moving around. So because you're rolling, it's going to kind of waddle up on you. So we're going to go ahead and get started. And what you're going to do is you're going to start by putting your roller on your calves. So go ahead and just put it underneath what's called your Achilles tendon. So you'll feel, sometimes people have a lot of tightness in their calves and their Achilles tendons. So you want to just start off by just gradually just rolling that Achilles tendon, which most people have tight calves. Then to add pressure, like let's say that's not enough pressure, you put your other leg on top. And then lastly, you can lift up, and this is actually working on your core and your triceps. If you can't lift yourself up, that's what you're using now. Do you feel your triceps? Okay, some people like this, not hard at all. Some people just to lift their body up. That's a workout in itself, okay? So then you can start with the other one, just kind of roll back and forth, or put your other foot on top, and you'll feel that in the Achilles tendon, and then lift up and just do a couple of rolls there, okay? You want to kind of go about maybe 5 to 10 times back and forth, okay? Now you're going to roll up to your calves, your gastrocnemius, and again, do both of them at the same time, and you're just going to roll up and forth the calves. So you're going to have to lift yourself a little bit. So you're using those triceps, you're using the core muscles to hold you up. I mean, that's a workout in itself, and you want to build those muscles, okay, just in general. Is that hard for any of you in here?
It's hard on the wrists.
Yeah. Okay. Or you can just move your leg back and forth. Okay? Feel that? So if it's too hard, but you do want to challenge yourself and kind of strengthen if you can. Okay? So, but we want to make this doable for almost anybody. Okay?
One thing I would add to that, if you wanted to, is you could always put one foot down and then roll one foot. So she put one foot off the side a little bit, and you could just kind of roll one, even if it was kind of slid off the side, like over here just a little bit, you put your foot here, and you just kind of roll. So if you go right here and you have one foot here, And you can just kind of put the pressure here, and this can take some of the load off a little bit, just to make it a little bit,
That's smart.
just a little bit easier.
Yeah.
And then you just kind of get little stair steps of how to make it more challenging as time goes on.
You guys feel knots in your calves right there? Little knots. And then now go back and like swivel back and forth. You guys feel that too? So now you're doing cross friction. So a lot of this is active. So you're basically gliding the muscle fibers that are going up and down. You're going sideways. Feel good? Does it hurt? If it hurts like a lot, huh? If it hurts a lot, typically it's dehydration. So, like pins and needles hurting, is that you're so sensitive because you're dehydrated, or you have so much inflammation. That's why we're going to do the juicing class in July, because we got to get rid of inflammation. So we're going to do a detox challenge of just juicing and getting some of the inflammation out of our bodies. So now keep going to the very back of the calf, so a little higher. You guys feel that? Okay, so, all right, so a lot of this is breaking up that soft tissue that's kind of gets tight with everything that we do, with walking, running, just even sitting, okay? So now we're gonna go hit the bottom of the hamstrings. So with the hamstrings, again, just like he said, maybe switch it out so you're maybe targeting one leg and have the other one for stability. And so this one, you're going to go ahead and roll back and forth. Is that easier to do? No? And then again, just to add more pressure across your leg, and that's going to add a little bit more difficulty. You guys feel that? All right, and so now go to the other side. Some people have really tight hamstrings where this really hurts. Anybody? No?
Me.
Yeah, you feel it there a lot. So you want to just make sure you spend more time on it. You know what I mean? The other thing, again, you can roll back and forth. I don't really feel it here like I do with my calves. So it's just up to you. Any questions right now? No? So this, again, you can go a minute on each area, whatever you want to do. So now what I'm going to have you do is put the foam roller right at the edge of your bum. So you're going to sit on it, literally, you're going to sit on it. But I want you to get right at the edge. It's called your ischium. So it's the very bottom of, now he said you as a model because you're just so good looking and you have a nice bum. And I can grab your bum. So come over here. So this is my husband, by the way. So that's your ischium right in there. Okay. That's the very bottom. All right, you're done showing off.
Show us on this side.
You guys don't know the inside joke, the way we met.
You grabbed his butt.
I said if those are real. I asked him, are those real? Yes, that was before I was a Christian, so sorry.
God forgives and forgets.
Yeah.
Well, he made us, he knows.
Yeah, at least I'm honest and transparent, right? All right, so you guys feel that? Like at the very base? I don't know if you guys feel like rocks, like you guys don't feel
like the
that?
bone
This is where,
Yeah, it's really, it's exactly where like all these muscles go up and attach. Basically, it's just right there.
that's the tendon of the
You're just gonna
hamstring.
kind of go right over the top of the bone on both sides.
So the tendon of the hamstring attaches to the bottom part of your ischium, of that pelvis. And when you have tight hamstrings, it really makes your pelvis kind of tuck in, which creates a lot of back pain in a lot of people. So you want to get in that ball and really grind it, okay? Now, we're going to go deeper on that area, okay? So now you're sitting there, and so you're going to put your right hand down on the floor. So again, you have both legs. So extend the right one. And then now just isolate that one side. some, like bumpy knots. I have a lot of them in there. Then I lifted and power squatted. I used to power lift and do all these kind of heavy squats. So I have a lot of soft tissue issues down there. So I have to do this a lot. Do you guys feel anything?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You're not whining, so I'm very proud of you. So again, now to add a little bit more depth into this, that same leg that's extended, you still have your right hand back, you put it into a figure 4, if you can. Some people don't have enough flexibility. And then just kind of like lean yourself back a little bit more. You guys, like lean back a little, and you'll get the back end of the glute med.
Oh yeah.
You feel a little, so you're now feel another.
I can be able to get out of bed
What's that?
tomorrow.
But this is a good stretch for that piriformis too, and you can just stay here and then push against that. So really kind of stretch that piriformis and the hip. Anybody have questions or issues with doing this? You're still stabilizing, so who's breaking up a sweat? Yep. So it's like it's like a workout. You
He
wouldn't
put
even
his hip
think
out
that
last
rolling is
week.
part of a workout. But at the end of my leg exercises, I like to do this. What was that?
Oh, he put his hip out last week. Remember he came in on his birthday? He had,
I did.
no, he did. That's
Oh,
what
yeah.
I said. He
Okay,
did.
put that leg down. All right. So now we're going to switch over to the other. So again, left hand down. And then just kind of glide the bottom part of the ischium. That. One side may have more knots than the other. You guys feel that at all?
A little bit.
Yeah, mine is always like the right, but now it's for some reason shifted over to the left. I'm having a lot of left. Yeah. So you just kind of want to make sure, it's kind of like flossing your teeth. You're flossing your body. Okay, you're getting rid of the scar tissue, which is basically adhesions or calcium in soft tissue that gets gnarled up. But if it can't function, then you have to compensate in other areas, and then you start getting other injuries. Does that make sense?
Yep.
So, first-hand knowledge of that, you know. It's just one of those things that it's just constant, never-ending improvement. You never stop working on yourself, okay? So now to go deeper into this, remember what did I tell you?
Number 4.
So you do a figure 4, yep. And then just kind of like go up and down, but also kind of go deeper down into the roll. And you'll feel, do you feel that? All right. With one side.
What time during your daily routine would you be doing this?
So I like doing it either after a workout, but even after, like in the morning, I like to do my cardio. Then I go lift outside really quick. Everything is pretty quick, and then do like maybe 10 minutes of rolling, yoga or rolling or whatever. Okay, now bring it back down. I'm gonna reset this. Okay, so now, actually, everybody get on all fours. So we're going to turn over and do it on what's called the IT band. And the IT band is basically the muscle starts at the glute here, the tensor fascia lata, and then it connects to your knee with a band. And typically most people have some kind of tightness in their hips here. So I'm going to have you start with the muscle rolling. And so you're going to put yourself kind of like in this position where you have one knee down. Or you can get, I like getting on my elbow and my wrist, you know, if it starts to hurt. And then just kind of go back and forth on that top part of the hip. Any tenderness in there?
Oh, yeah. Always.
Always?
Are you on a total level?
What's that?
Makes it easier to control.
And so, oh yeah, the top foot stabilizes you by being in front of you. Sorry about that. So your top foot is over, so it stabilizes
Right on
you.
that complete side. I think right now she's gonna work this whole spot.
Are you going past is it the Lester truck?
It's hard. Can you help her? I don't know what she's saying.
What is it?
Right here.
Oh.
How far are you going right?
Yeah, so right now she's working just this little area right here on the side of the hip, and then, but then she's gonna work on going all the way down, because there's little muscles right there, and
We're
then it's
gonna
just
glide down the leg, the side of the leg. And so again, the top foot stabilizes you on your elbow, and you're going from basically gliding in a south slide plank up and down that IT band. And this can be very sensitive because it's a tendon you're working on. Tendons can be very, so you decide how much pressure you want to put on it by lifting your body up a little bit or letting it relax. Any questions behind me? No?
Is there, if the rolling action hurts, is it okay to just stay in one spot and feel the pressure, or is the importance to be rolling?
Sometimes you can just lay on that spot that's tight
Yeah.
and just let it sit
Okay.
and breathe in, take in some oxygen,
And then try to move
and
it a little.
exhale, and in your mind, you're visualizing that muscle melt.
Okay.
Does that make sense? So she asked a very important question. Like sometimes you'll find a spot when you're rolling, and it's like a knot. Instead of going back and forth, you can just lay on it and take a deep breath and exhale, letting your oxygen kind of go into that muscle belly and visualizing it melt. Because we'll have sometimes just your mind and your body connection is so huge that when you literally, you're taking up oxygen, and when you exhale, you're just visualizing that it melts. It's like you're connecting your body to that mind. Does that make any sense to you guys?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to get too like out of the picture here, but your brain and your body are totally connected. And this is chiropractic, you know what I mean? Your brain talks to your body to your brain. But you can actually tell your muscles to relax, and they will. And I'm going to be showing you when we're doing some stretches. Okay, so after you come from that, now we're going to go towards the front of the hips. Okay, so we're gonna talk about the psoas muscle. The psoas muscle, the hip flexors, are your like in your pockets. That muscle, those muscles right here, can be really tight for people. So again, I like to do this not at once, but individually for males. You know what I mean? Like you want to like put your body in there. So you just kind of like find the spot you're gonna do, and you put it on that pocket. You basically put your pressure on that little pocket, and so you're gonna glide in that little pocket, and then you're gonna kind of go and swivel back and side to side. So kind of like in this position here, you can swivel here, but you could even go back and forth and swivel. You guys feel that? How it's hitting that? No? Some people have really tight hip flexors. Who doesn't feel it at all?
I'm not sure where I'm supposed to be.
Yeah, right in there.
It's more pressure.
This little
Yeah,
pocket.
that little
This little
It
pocket.
actually goes from your lower back and connects to your hips, and you sit a lot and it's really short.
That way, or does it have to be there?
You can do that. Some males like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. I've heard that that's just not comfortable. It is not comfortable for me on my pubic bone. You know what I'm talking about? So, but if it's comfortable for you, go for it. I just think that. Now watch. So now you're on that pocket. Now lift your leg up, and now do it. You guys saw how it's harder? Just by lifting your leg up, the one you're doing. Yeah. Feel that?
Yep.
All right, well, perfect. All right, so enough of that. So now go ahead and glide towards your quads, the top of your quads there. And you can do both at the same time. Just the top of your quads. So you're like in a, now put your feet up if you want to, kind of like we did for both of them.
Oh yeah.
And so now we're going to isolate. So you put one foot over the other, and this is going to hurt a little bit more.
Should we be leaning toward the one that is
The one that's on the foam roller, yeah. And again, you can lift your body weight with your hands up a little if it's too much. And then now go to the other side. Start without the leg up, and then
Yikes.
and please let us know if you have questions, because I don't know if you're just
We're dying.
dying. All right, so now we're going to go lower on the quads, closer to the knee. So here you're either on your wrists, both legs down, or you can get on your elbows, whatever you feel comfortable with. So at the bottom of your quads, triceps.
Oh yeah.
So this gets closer to the knee, so if you have knee issues, this is typically what happens is you get a tight quadricep. Either the vastus medialis or the vastus lateralis, which is the outside quadricep. And I'm not going to have you put one leg over the other on this one because just your body weight is good. But guess what you're training too, just doing this. This is called the plank.
Oh yeah.
So you're training your shoulders, your quads by flexing your quads, or like by making them hard. You're training of course your abs, your back, lower back. All right, so now lastly guys, on the legs, I know there's a lot of pieces to this, but we're going to do the shins. Now this may be very uncomfortable for some people, but some people have shin splints because they have tight. So anterior tibialis. So this like foam roller is not too nice to this because you're hitting the bone, okay? So maybe a softer one like what you have over there is nicer. Yeah, but then this one's just kind of rolling over that. If it's too much, but you guys don't do it. You guys feel it? Some people don't have tight shin splints. But the last way I end this is just kind of like flexing my feet and stretching the front of it. Just kind of like pointing my toes. Just push, come back and sit up right. You see how it's stretching it? Yeah, it just feels good on the back of your, and the dorsal part of your foot, the front of it, and so, all right. Great, so now we're going to move to upper body. All right, so we're going to basically do what's called your lats, okay? Your back muscle. So you're going to get on your side, whichever side you want to start on. Probably the one that faces me. And then you're going to get right under your armpit. You're going to go ahead and slide back and forth, just very small motions. You guys feel that? Okay. So again, you're going to just slide or just find that trigger point. And just like she said, just lay on it. Then now at the back of your shoulder, you're going to get right underneath the shoulder. And then just roll back and forth. You guys find some trigger points there? So put your elbow on top of your roller. So like I'm doing right here. Like arm right there. You guys feel this one or not?
Yes. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So put your elbow over it. Yeah, put your elbow over it.
Yeah. Okay.
You guys get this one? Yeah. So sometimes those kind of like tight muscles in through here, that's what you're rolling. All right, so now I'm going to roll the front of my, this is what's really tight for most people because we're so rounded in our shoulders. So I like to get the edge of the foam roller. Okay, so now this is going to be a little bit hard for some people, but you get the hand behind here, the hand behind your back, and then roll back and forth. And these are just small little rolls, they're not that big. You guys feel that at all? Yes. Even just laying on it and stretching your shoulder back. Anybody have a problem with this one? I'm not. Okay, so if that doesn't work for you, I want to teach you a stretch here for your shoulders. Okay? So bring that right hand down on the mat. The right hand, this is just a stretch. You stretch your pec, and then bring your upper body backwards. Those arms, bring that one back. That works. So those back. So but bring your head back. Like towards that. I'm gonna help you look over. Very good, Gary, very good. There you go. And now twist your body to the other side. Twist your body back. You guys feel a stretch for that? Yes. Now let's do the other side. And just sit there for a while. Again, inhale and exhale while you're doing it. It's the same thing. Your hand goes in her face.
Oh, yeah, I was afraid.
You're very comfortable here. And that's my dog.
Oh.
Are you guys okay? Am I going too fast? No.
No.
Okay. All right, so you can get out of that. So how many people have problems with that? With shoulder issues? Yeah. It's just range of motion issues. All right. And so we didn't do the other lat on the other side, did we?
No.
Let's
You
just
show
do that.
that, so everybody can see it.
Oh, okay, great. So mainly it's just getting over that lat right there and just going back and forth. And then when you're done, then doing the back of the shoulder there. Did you see it, Ian?
Yeah.
So. And sometimes you'll find a spot that has a trigger point or it hurts. Just lay on it. All right, so now we're going to go on doing our back a little bit. So for the most part, a foam roller, you don't want to roll out too much of your entire back, okay? You're going to get, like, you don't want to arch your back on a foam roller like that. You're going to go into too much hyperextension, all right? So you're going to do more of a bridge where you're holding your butt up and you're just rolling the lower back, like up and down. And don't lay on it back like that. You're going to go into hyperextension. That makes sense?
Yeah.
Is this all right, guys?
Yeah.
Some people can do this. Some people can't. Good. And then your upper back, again, you're going to do like a little sit-up position and roll your shoulder blades out. And again, keep that butt lifted up, and it should go into your, between your shoulder blades. You guys okay?
Yeah. Oh, that feels good.
Yeah, it goes, if you round out your shoulders, round out your back of your neck, and now go to the top of your shoulders and do slight movements back and forth, but round out your shoulder blades. You guys all right? All right? And then lastly here, I'm going to have you just stretch out the back of your neck by putting the roller below you You never want to sleep in this position. By the way, if you guys use too many pillows sleeping, this is creating what's called a head forward posture. We're just doing this right now to stretch the back of your neck. Does that feel good, or does that?
Feels good.
Okay, typically it feels good just to stretch that back of your neck. Turn your head to the right slowly. And lastly, turn your head to the left. And that is it, guys. Turn to your right. And slowly come back up. Any questions with that? Because we're going to go into more advanced stuff. That's just...
Oh. That wasn't advanced.
All right, so we have softballs, okay? And if you don't mind giving people softballs, I don't know if we have enough for everybody, but you can buy not a tennis ball, a softball is what you're going to want to do. And this is just an advanced one, and maybe if we don't have enough softballs, I'll have you guys share on this side of the room. So what you do with a supernova, it's kind of like pinpointing typically little pocket spots like behind your glutes and behind and like your psoas. With a tennis ball, you can do in between your shoulder blades. But that same, kind of like when we sat on the foam roller and we went back and forth, we did a figure 4 for that piriformis. So what you're going to do is you're going to actually lay on your back. So did everybody get a softball? Yeah. Wow.
It's pretty hard for a softball.
Okay, so this is what you're going to do. So you're on your back. So put your right leg over your left knee. Everybody there? Okay, so take your ball and put it underneath your right cheek. Not your cheek, but your butt cheek. Okay? So now you're going to take your right leg and slide over it. All the way over it. Ah! You guys feel that? Yep. Okay. So just here you're not rolling. You're not rolling at all. You're just going to find a trigger point or a knot, and you're going to take deep breath in. Find the knot. Everybody found a knot? The more you lean towards the other side, towards your right, the more you lean to it, the more you're going to put your body weight. You guys feel that?
Yeah.
Take a deep breath in. Exhale. As you exhale, you're focusing on that oxygen, that muscle melting. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. You guys see what's happening?
Yeah.
Take a deep breath in. Exhale. Each time you exhale and take that breath in, that oxygen is getting in, perfusing into the muscle, and just melting that away. Now find another spot like in the same area, maybe move it around, and you do the same thing. So most low back pain comes from these tight knots and adhesions in our glutes. And if you find one that maybe you can roll or glide a little bit, you can do that as well. Just glide side to side, like maybe an inch. You guys feel that? All right, so let's switch sides. How many of you like that one?
I like it.
Yeah, and it only takes a softball. Like this one costs like $50. Like who's gonna buy that? You know what I mean? Only us that are crazy people. But then I'm like, yeah, softball works just as well. So there you go. And then put the other knee up. Everybody has their other knee up. Now put that ball under it, and then glide your body weight towards it. And then find the knot. Typically it's like a triangle strip from the hip all the way down to your sacrum. And you'll find like a trigger point. A trigger point should hurt.
Yep.
you guys, it should hurt like a feel-good hurt. Like an elbow being kind of dug into your, you know, and some of you maybe you have felt me like digging my elbow in your butt cheek and felt this. This is what you can do for yourself, okay? So you can kind of break up those adhesions. All right, so you can let that up. Now to stretch at home, now that you're in this position, you can just stretch the back of your low back by putting both hands behind your thigh here or in front of your chin, whatever you can do. You guys feel that stretch there?
On the ball?
No, not on the
Take the
ball.
ball.
I took the ball out. You guys feel that stretch in there? Yeah. Okay. Now keep that leg, that top leg over, and I'm gonna have you turn to the right. So it's the left leg, and my aspect is my leg that's on top, and then keep the shoulder on the ground, and now use your right hand and use the body twist. You guys doing this? I don't know, John, are they? Yeah. You guys feel like keep the shoulder flat on the floor. Are you guys doing all right? Yeah.
So I'm feeling it in my upper buttocks. Is that where I should be feeling it on my left side?
Yes.
Okay.
So you'll feel it in your low back or your upper back, like a good stretch, like right in here. Can you see me or no?
Over my back.
Oh, yeah. And keep the shoulder, because guess what you're also stretching? The shoulder, the left shoulder that's on the ground. Okay, back to the center slowly. Okay, same thing, but now go to the other side. So you're doing the twist to the other side. So if you were doing the wrong side, you're just going to do the other way. You guys, but keep that foot and use a foot weight to kind of push your right leg down. Keep that right shoulder on the ground. Everybody good, John? I don't know. John, is everybody good?
Yes.
And you can use your arm.
Can you, is he good? All right, guys. Do you guys feel that?
Yep.
Okay, so back to the center. So now we're just gonna switch foot. So if your left leg was up like mine, you're gonna now put your right leg up. Okay?
Yeah, I did that one.
All right. So again, put both hands behind your thigh or on the front of your shin.
Oh, is that side? Okay.
Yeah.
So should we do?
And now down. Okay, so now I'm gonna go to my left with my left hand, I'm placing it on my knee and pushing it over. My right shoulder stays on the ground and doing a deep spinal twist, using my left hand to push down on my knee to get that further stretch. Now some of you maybe got a free adjustment there. Nobody? Nobody's
On
popped?
the other side, we pop.
Yeah. And that's so okay, guys, because you want spinal mobility. The biggest thing with chiropractic is we want to get those discs and those joints moving to make sure that those discs don't desiccate and get that pressure off of the nerves. Back to the center. And now the other side, just twist to the other side. You'll feel the stretch like in your hip flexor here. You guys feel that in the top hip?
Yes.
And back to the center. Good job, guys. Now, bring both knees together and put your hands on both knees and just roll and tuck in. And bring them both down. And I'm going to have you now stretch your the front side of your body. So go ahead and lay face down and on your elbows. And this is called the Mackenzie. I mean, in yoga they call this like a half cobra, but whatever. I'm not into like you guys naming anything. Just this position. You guys there? So now just lift up a little bit, like you don't have to hyperextend, but just stretching the front of your hip flexors. Okay? And then get on your hands and knees. I'm going to turn around just so you can. So lastly here, we're going to do some core strengthening. Okay? So of course, core strengthening means we're going to do planks. All right? But first we're going to start by just getting the back of the muscles of your spine strengthened, and balance is a big part of it. So I'm going to have you lift your right arm up, and the opposite arm, so the left leg, extended. And here you're holding. And release down. Now the left arm up. Really focus on extending as much as you can. Keeping the neck straight down, like your face down. And the right leg up. Focus on engaging that glute. Point your toe. And down. Is this challenging for you guys?
Yeah.
Now both at the same time, right and left. Down. Left arm, right leg. So this is called a cross crawl movement. This is what you learned when you crawled as a baby, and you start firing those extensor muscles to engage your extensors so they can get strong. We live in a flexor position, head forward, shoulders forward, and sitting all the time, hip flexors get tight. So we need to work on these extensor muscles, and when you do them in a cross crawl motion, they engage your cerebellum. That activates your brain, actually, makes you even smarter. But it also makes your posture stronger. Okay? So let's say now you are ready to move to the next level. Okay? And you don't have to do this if you want to keep doing it the other way. You're going to get on your toes, and this is called a plank here. Basically, now you're engaging all four. So who's not able to do this? If you're shaking, you're going to have to increase that time by just practicing, right? So you can come on down on all fours, just rest, okay? So just watch me. I don't think like a lot of people can do this. I'm just going to show you the next level up. So like once you're able to do this, then you can do this. And then practice one side at a time, and then up, practice one side at a time, and then connect the dots. You know what I mean? So, but it takes time to get there. So I'm not telling you to do that, but you can start kind of like getting stronger by doing that. So I'm not gonna make you do that, okay? But just start getting there, okay? So if you can't do a plank like this and you want to get stronger doing it, again, wrists are the biggest reason why people can't. You get on your forearms, and the whole thing is you don't want your bum up, and you don't want it down. You want it to be like a plank, like hard. And so I worked myself up. I did this for 30 minutes, but I didn't do it overnight. I did it the 30-day challenge, yeah. So, but I did it a minute a day, and I don't even recommend that for you guys. But like to work up to a minute, if you can't even hold it for a minute, you just do 10 seconds, 10 seconds down, 10 seconds up. So I'm gonna have you guys do that for 60 seconds right now, just by doing 10 seconds up, 10 seconds down, 10 seconds up. All right, ready? Who has a timer? John? Just count or something.
Count.
All right, again, you can do anything for 10 seconds. Ready, set, up, 2, 3, 4, 5.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Down.
And you guys can go down. I'm gonna hold.
Okay, everybody back up again. 10 more seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Take a rest. One more. Back up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Is that the third round?
Yes. And one thing that also might just take time is getting in this plank position where you just think about a board being how straight. It's a little more flat here and does angle down a little bit, and that's actually the proper position because that way this gets really tight. And when you're in that position, always think about pulling your belly button
Are you counting?
into your spout. No, you just keep going. That was 3 rounds.
All right, and I'm not gonna make you guys do it all, but you guys get the drift, okay? So just, challenge yourself. And then, do that for a week. And then maybe the next week you do 20 seconds up, 20 seconds down. You know what I mean? Because you get stronger. It's still a minute, but just 3 rounds of 20 seconds. Does that make sense? And so that's where plank is the best spinal exercise. And the reason, other than, of course, your spinal rehab here to get the curves back in, but when it comes to general, because what you're doing with a plank is you're working your neck muscles by holding it straight, you're working on your low back, your shoulder blades, you don't want to round, you want to work on beveling it. Does that make sense?
They're kind of rounded. So instead of being back to this, you're actually going to be a little bit forward.
So you're also engaging your biceps and your shoulders, and you're engaging your core, and then you flex your quads when you're doing it. So guess what? You're getting a quad workout, glutes, because you're isometricing everything. So you break up a sweat the whole time you're doing it. Does that make sense? All right, enough for today. I'm very proud of you guys for showing up. Can we take a picture as a group? Do you guys mind? No. Or just whoever doesn't want to be in it. I think it's just always good to have that memory. But anyways, last questions. Can I get an answer? No? Lots of water, guys. You have to drink lots of water because you just did a deep tissue massage, okay? So you're gonna be sore tomorrow. Okay?
How often should you do it?
Yeah, I typically, I like to do it on weekends because I have more time. So I do it Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday when I'm doing my weekends. I work Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I don't have that much time to get ready in the morning, but so it's just one of those things that I pick those days that I can spend more time with us. But if you can do it daily a little bit, that'd be better. But just pick the weekends to kind of focus in on it, okay? And then,
and if you notice you get really sore in any one spot, just a little indication that you might need to maybe a little less time on that one until it gets a chance to kind of catch up, and then you can kind of increase the time and those kind of things.
All right, Facebook world or YouTube world. We'll see you later.